In this episode, I get two massive offers from two of Germany's biggest teams, and after a bit of bad form, my spot on the team is in danger. If I fail to perform, I will be benched for the rest of the season. Stick around to find out if I can keep my spot once again, or if I become a bust. So the day after the Duisburg game, I saw two letters in my mail. One of them being from Bayern and the other one being from Borussia Dortmund. Bayern are getting straight into business. They don't want to waste any time. It seems like they want to sign me up immediately. Whereas Dortmund, they're willing to take the time. They're willing to let me develop at 1860 Munich by letting me stay here and play here until my contract expires. This means that I would basically join Dortmund as a free agent. Honestly, it's interesting, but I'll be honest guys, I'm leaning more towards Dortmund rather than Bayern. I feel like enough playmakers. They have Muller there and they have Musiala there. But then when it comes to Dortmund, as soon as Marco Reus retires, Julian Brandt is definitely gonna need some help on the bench and I could probably be that guy. So if I were to answer back and maybe start negotiating with one of these clubs, it would definitely have to be Dortmund. But now it's time for us to turn our attention onto actual football. We're looking at October, 3 more games left. I simulate the first one, we end up losing 2-1. That is now 2 losses in a row and that's a hard pill to swallow. And yeah, the locker room is not looking that happy, but I decided to give the simulation one more chance, and the second time of asking, we were able to win 3-1. This definitely helped with locker room morale. The coach was looking happy, and in other news, Diogo da Silva was catching the headlines as well. I've said it before and I'll say it again, Diogo da Silva is a special talent. Comment down below if you think he's gonna end up breaking that goal scoring record. But records aside, it's a beautiful night for football, so let's get things kicked off and underway and give these home fans something to cheer for. We tried to get a fast start in the game, so right after kickoff, I gave the ball to Manu, he called for it and he tried to give a long pass to Sherlock. He finds him, but Sherlock couldn't find anyone in the box. Shortly after that attack, Hollister were on the counter-attack. They sent through their winger. He gave it to the midfielder. I was trying to guard him here. I was trying to mark him, but he was able to cut it back to one of their players, and a run into the box led to a finish past Marcus Fowler. Honestly, you can't blame him too much for that one. It's just a strong finish, and yeah, now we're 1-0 down. Then in the 17th minute, we were trying to answer back, trying to get the equalizer. We were playing the ball around the box. I called for the ball, Manu gave it to me, but Diogo got in my way. A bit of miscommunication there. A little bit of an awkward situation between me and Diogo, but in the 30th minute we were on the attack once more. He gave the ball to me. I sent Kai Sherlock through. I was on the run, hoping to be able to get a through pass so I can cut it back. I tried to cut it back, but the ball was blocked. Although on the edge of the box, Florian Sherlock is there for a strong strike, but the goalkeeper makes the save. Kai Sherlock sends in a cross, but the Hallischer defense is able to clear it out. I collect it on the edge of the box. I pass it back to Reina. I wanted to do a bit of work, make a run onto that right wing. I get it from Albert, and I cut inside, not taking the cross, taking a shot, but the goalkeeper saves that one as well. To be honest, being on this field with this team feels amazing, or at least it does when the morale is like this, when we're giving this much effort all across the board. I'll be honest, it's not one of my best games. I've not been as creative as I've usually been in this game, but I'm grateful to have these guys, this team, be fighting like we are right now, trying to grab this equalizer. And even if I perform badly, it just feels like, yeah, at some point, we're gonna grab the equalizer. And some point was the 43rd minute. Diogo da Silva made a run to open up some space for me. I made it into the box, I took the shot, but looking back, that was a bad decision. I should not have gone to the near post. Heading into halftime, 1860 Munich is definitely the dominant force in this game, but the scoreboard doesn't reflect that, and I feel that it's my fault for choking that shot. But in the second half, we were on the attack once again. This time it took until the 70th minute until something meaningful happened. I got the ball from Manu. I was dribbling it a bit, beating my man. I tried to give it here, gave it to Diogo here. He gave it to Keegan Dube, gives it back to Diogo. I'm calling for it once more. I see Sherlock looks open, he looks bored, I give him the ball, he gives it to Manu. It was a clever one. I asked for the cutback, and I'll be honest, I shouldn't have asked for that ball. Then the 86th minute came along, and I will be honest boys, I hate being subbed off with a passion, but this time, honestly, I couldn't get mad at the coach for subbing me off. This time I agreed that, yeah, my performance in that game was feeling kinda horrible. So Alexander came on, and it seemed like things got worse. Do with that information what you will. But after the game, Diogo sent me a text and I replied, basically talking about my performance in the game, said I was kind of off, and then he kind of mentioned how he knew about the contracts I received from Dortmund, or not the contracts, but the letters I received from Dortmund and Bayern, and apparently him and Kai got the same letters, which is pretty interesting. To be honest, I told him that I was considering the offers, but I'd have to talk to my agent about it just to buy myself some time to calm him down. But honestly speaking, guys, I don't think I'm leaving 1860 Munich. Not yet, at least, not on an immediate basis. But he did say that I should get my head in the game, basically. I think that's the point of him texting me, just to get my head back into the game, and heading into the next one, I had to make sure that I did that. By the way, if you haven't subscribed yet and you're new here, make sure to do so because I upload videos like these every week, sometimes on a Friday, sometimes on a Monday, basically whenever they're ready. So if you want to be notified on when a video is out and ready, make sure you subscribe because it helps me out too. And if you want to support me with the extra mile, then you can definitely join my Patreon. But you don't have to, you don't get any benefits, well not yet at least, just a way to support the channel and to keep it independent. But anyways, enough about that. This game is kicked off and underway. Try to get on a fresh and quick start once again in the 7th minute. I give the ball to Kai Sherlock, sending him through on the wings. I make a run behind him, hopefully being able to collect the ball a bit later. I do so, run into the box, I take the shot, but Diogo does end up blocking my shot. I think me and him need to work on our communication nowadays. Now the 30th minute, I look forward, I see Diogo trying to go for a run. I didn't catch him in time. Then I see Manu calling for the ball. I cross it over to him, he takes the volley, but the goalkeeper is easily able to catch that. Manu gives me the ball in the 44th minute. I do receive it, but I do turn around to avoid losing possession to that defender. But the referee does not give us added time, and he ends up blowing the whistle for halftime. It's 0-0 so far. It's definitely not been one of our best games, but it's not one of our worst either. It's still very promising. There's still a chance for us to take the lead here. And it is in the second half that I decide to take matters into my own hands, beating my marker here, giving the pass to Sherlock. Sherlock gives the ball to me. I cut it back to Diogo. He takes the shot, but it is saved by the goalkeeper. But then in the 80th minute, I make a huge mistake. I don't even know what I was doing looking back. But now we're in a very bad situation and it is all my fault. So I try to help out on the defense, try to cut out some passing lanes. But I can't leave my position because I would make the coach angry. But then they get into the box. They take the shot. And that almost ended very badly, and rightfully so. I get subbed off for Johansson. Mistakes like that are kind of unforgivable, but we do end up losing 1-0. They were able to score. And looking into the schedule, we had one more game on the cards for November, but just the day before the game, I get a very important letter from the assistant coach. Hey Julius, it's Jimenez, the assistant coach. Remember me? Anyways, the coach asked me to send you this letter as he's pretty concerned about your form recently. He says that you're becoming a liability on the pitch, and if you don't perform up to the standard against Vigao tomorrow, he'll have to put you on the bench for the rest of the season. No hard feelings, Hermano. He just wants consistency, but just go out there and show him why you shouldn't be warming the bench. Jimenez. So I guess it's safe to say that now, the pressure is on. That's right, Halo music is here, so rest assured that this match is serious. It was the 7th minute, we were coming off a counter-attack. I thought I was going to be able to push the ball forward, but I do get taken down, and rightfully so. This man gets a yellow card. In fact, take that back. You should have gotten a red for that one. But moving on, in the 12th minute, our defense was going to be tested as we were on the back foot. Zwickau was on the counter-attack here, or the attack should I say. We were able to block it. I think Albert is the man who blocked that. And I dribbled the ball forward as I receive it from Manu, trying to create something here, push it out of our defensive third through the midfield third. I do give the ball to Sherlock. He gives it to Diogo, and I'm on the run, trying to get back into position. I call for the ball though. I am able to make it into the right wing, swapping with Sherlock, try to cross it in, but it doesn't reach any heads. Once again, we were on the back foot here, defending our opponents. They were in the midfield, pushing the ball forward. They gave it to their midfielder. They ran their way into the box, and before we knew it, they took a shot at goal. But we can give a sigh of relief as thankfully the referees ruled it off as offside. Although soon enough our opponents would be back on the offensive once more, this time on the left wing. I was trying to do my duties, trying to help out Richter here, but they were able to get the ball into the box. Wilkinson's interception starts a counter-attack. I received the ball from Sherlock. I started pushing it forward, but nope. I'm not gonna run through that wing. I'm gonna try to run across the field, give it to Dube, one-on-one against the goalkeeper, shoots, and he scores, tucks it away. A beautiful finish, and of course, you know who he is. He has to hit the gritty to put the cherry on top. After getting myself that long-awaited goal contribution, that was a huge weight off my shoulders. We move forward on the attack. I did lose the ball. I don't know how that's not a foul, but you know what? I'm not gonna argue with the referee. I'm gonna keep quiet. We're on the attack once more just before halftime. Not even looking, not even taking a second to look, but I'm able to find Kai Sherlock on the wings. He cuts it back to me, but I do end up losing the ball. And later on, the referee does end up calling it for halftime. But so far, so good from the entire team, especially from me, especially when I need a good performance right now. It is now the hour mark. We end up losing the ball in the attacking third, but I do put in some hustle, chasing the ball down, intercepting it and winning it back to continue the attack, going on a run after giving it to Keegan, then he gives it to Diogo. I'm still on my run, I'm heading into the box, I get the ball, I take a shot, and that is just a sublime finish in the bottom left hand corner from this South African wonder kid. It's now the 66th minute. We're having a good game so far. The defense plays the ball around. I call for the ball from Albert. It does get intercepted, but I get it back a few moments later and I have to dribble my way out of a dicey situation. I do switch the ball to Richter just to get the ball away from the danger areas, but we're not done here. Like I said, making a run. The defense gets opened up by Diogo, gives it to me. I take a shot and it's a simple finish into the near post to make this one a 2-0 game and a 2-goal contribution game for myself. But my great performance doesn't end there, as once more we're on the ball, taking matters into our own hands. What would an episode of Julius Kumalo be without an ankle breaker? Unfortunately, this time this ankle breaker did not get rewarded with a goal, but at the end of the day, as long as we're winning games, I don't think it matters too much. And that's a 3-0 win given to these fans and a 3-0 win given to the coach. A 3-goal contribution game given to the coach. And with all that said, this spot is definitely mine. There's no doubt about it. There's no dispute. I am undisputedly this team's #1 creative playmaker. And if you enjoyed this episode, click here to check another one.